Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Sometimes we get questions from listeners,
Yeah.
and
This one today is actually based on a question we got from a listener.
okay, great.
So, are you ready to dive in?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Okay, so someone wrote in and they were like, why doesn't financial news trend?
Yeah.
Like we're all used to
Right.
scrolling through our phones,
Yeah.
right? And it's all like
Yeah.
celebrity gossip and like the latest
Viral video.
viral videos.
Yeah.
And this person was saying, it's like,
Yeah.
why is it that we don't see, big financial news
Yeah.
trending in the same way?
Yeah, it's a really interesting question. And I think it speaks to a larger point about
Okay.
how we as humans tend to process information.
Okay.
And especially when it comes to something like finances,
Yeah,
that can feel very personal,
Yeah.
sometimes intimidating,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. And like, I consider myself, I want to be financially savvy.
But sometimes, you start getting into the weeds and it's like,
Yeah.
whoa, this is a lot.
It can be a lot. And, this actually reminds me of an article that we were looking at recently.
Yeah.
I think it might have even been something that this particular listener sent in,
Okay.
where they were asking about a specific concept called yield curves.
Yield curves. Yeah, this was.
Yeah, and this article actually broke it down in a way that I thought was really interesting. They said, imagine a wave, right?
Okay.
A gentle curve, rising, falling.
Oh.
That's kind of what a yield curve is. It's tracking interest rates over different periods of time. And the shape of that curve can actually tell us a lot about
Wow.
the health of the economy.
See, that's really interesting
Yeah.
because I think part of it is we're just so
Yeah.
bombarded with information all the time
Right.
that our brains are kind of, I don't know, looking for that like quick hit.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. And the article, this is actually something that it touches on. It talks about the entertainment factor,
Uh-huh.
right? Like we as humans, we're drawn to drama, to emotion, to conflict.
Right, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
think about like a celebrity scandal
Yeah.
or a really close game. Financial news, unless it's like a major market crash,
Right.
often lacks that kind of like
It can't
immediate
feel as...
emotional punch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And it's funny because, like, the stock market can be like a roller coaster.
It absolutely can.
Like, look at what happened with GameStop last year.
Right, right.
And suddenly everyone
Yes.
was,
An armchair expert.
an armchair expert. Exactly. So it's like we get drawn in.
But that's a great example, though, of when financial news does break through,
Right.
right? Because it became relatable.
Yeah.
It was almost like a sports game,
Mm-hmm.
right? Where everyone was rooting for the underdog.
It was like us versus them in
Yeah.
a way.
Exactly, exactly.
And you felt like you were part of it.
Yeah, you felt like you had a stake in it.
Yeah, even if you maybe didn't even totally understand what was happening.
Right, exactly.
It's true. It's true. It's
Yeah.
like, why should I care about like the Federal Reserve's
Right.
latest move when I'm just trying to like figure out if I can afford this,
Right.
new phone or whatever.
Right. And
Yeah.
that is a great point
Mhm.
because the article actually calls that out
Yeah.
specifically. They call it relevance.
Okay.
People connect with content that directly impacts their lives.
Right.
And a lot of times financial news can feel really distant,
Yeah.
especially for
works,
someone who's just starting out as an investor.
But here's the thing, and the article touches on this a little bit.
Yeah.
That Federal Reserve decision
Yeah.
could totally like influence the price of that new phone.
100%. Yeah.
Like down the line.
Yeah.
It is all connected.
It's all connected and it kind of circles back to the entire media landscape.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because these are businesses
Right.
and they have to keep the lights on.
Right. Right. It's
Yeah.
the same reason why, like,
Right.
if it bleeds, it leads.
Exactly.
On the news.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's what gets clicks. And a viral cat video, let's be honest,
Right.
that's a much easier sell
Way easier sell.
than a deep dive on ETFs.
It's true. It's true. Like, we're all interested in, I'm sure,
Yeah.
like, a lot of people listening are interested in, like, the latest,
Right.
OpenAI thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's really cool.
Of course.
But are we all, like, digging into our portfolios and being like,
Right, exactly.
how is this going to affect me?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, maybe, maybe not.
Right. And so it's like, really understanding those things, whether it's ETFs, whether it's yield curves,
Right.
or even just like the basics of how the market works.
Right.
That might not be as,
Right.
instantly captivating as
Right.
the latest streaming show that everyone's glued to.
Right. but it can have a much bigger